So if we feel like we're good, we can get started. First of all, welcome. I'm very happy to see so many people, and there's people here in this room I don't even know, which is kind of crazy. So I'm very happy to see all of you here, and you might be thinking, why am I here tonight? Oh, and I am Jen Turner. I am on the select board. This is Sarah Maroney. She's from the Creative Economy Committee. Kate Nadeau is our communications manager. If you don't know Lou Lorraine, who is doing some camera work over here. We're gonna have everybody go around and say who they are. So we had this idea.
I can't hear you in the back.
Okay, can you guys?
Use your outdoor voice.
That is my outdoor.
We got a mic.
Yeah. I hear you. Can you hear me now? No. I will. I did a podcast. I got yelled at for doing microphone work all the time. All right. You guys can hear me now? You're good? All right. So again, I am Jen Turner. I am on the select board. Everyone's going to have an opportunity to introduce themselves. I want to thank everyone for coming. We've never attempted to try to bring as many committees as is represented in this room, and we've invited not only town-wide committees, but local nonprofits and other types of groups from the area that are doing good work on behalf of Belchertown. So why are we here tonight? So as part of the Creative Economy Committee, we have been trying to identify what are the things that are going to drive economic development here in Belchertown. And we know that we're a bedroom community, and we know that there's not a lot of spaces for businesses, except there's a lot of land. So what are the things that we have that make us unique? So we did the marketing effort, we're doing wayfinding, we're trying to shine a light on Belchertown and all of the assets that we have here in town to help drive it as a destination, a tourism attraction for folks, like our trail system. So we have conservation that we've invited tonight, our ag community, who are doing great things on farms and great food that we want people to take advantage of, the arts and cultural things that we've been building towards for the last couple of years. So we thought, why don't we get everybody together and ask everybody what they're working on? So this is your time to shine and tell everyone what you're doing. We're going to collect that information. Let's see if we can figure this out. We're going to do committee and group introduction. So I don't know who's here. I don't know how to start. I don't know if we just all want a microphone. I don't want to make anybody get up. So does this move? No. It doesn't move. So you have to use your indoor voices. Outdoor voices, sorry. So, all right, you want to?
I can start. Yeah, I'll start with this part. So we'll go around the room. If you want to just say your name and then committee or group that you're representing, and then just one goal for 2026. That could be a committee or group goal. It could be a Belchertown goal, just a goal for 2026. And then if you have something that you can think of right now, we'll also be showing you how you can tell us this information again after. If you know right off the top of your head if there's a resource or a tool or some type of support that your group or committee could use. So I'll start. I'm Sarah Maroney. I am the chair of our Belchertown Creative Economy Committee right now. A big goal for us, a continuing goal in 2026, is working on a cultural district designation, whether that be local or state designation. And resources or tools that we can use. We also have we've now created an annual event at Lake Wallace, which is exciting, but resource or a tool is always volunteerism. It's always reaching out and figuring out how to really get the word out and get more people involved and connect, like tonight, with other committees and groups in town. Okay, so I'm gonna start with Brittany. You're right there, so you're the lucky one. Okay.
Hi, I hope everyone can hear me. I'm kind of quiet. I'm Brittany from the Belchertown Farmers Market. I am the manager, so I do all the organizing and all that fun stuff. Last year we had a really successful year with 30 vendors, and we had a ton of community activities and things like that. So we're always looking for more vendors and nonprofit. We have what we call a community table. So it's different nonprofits can come in, kind of share what you're doing, tabling, and of course volunteers with setup, takedown. A lot of it I do myself. So if you want to come help me, I'd appreciate it.
Hi, I'm Gail Pettingill, and I am a town resident, and I am just here observing tonight.
Hi, Dan Bodett. I'm from the Planning Board. Our first goal for this year is to revise our solar siting bylaw in town. Just this Tuesday, the state set out a new set of regulations on siting solar systems. And if you've been reading the paper, you know that it's sweeping through Western Mass right now, these large projects. We've got to rewrite our bylaw in order to accommodate this. And again, the state just sent it out Tuesday. We got town meeting in May. We don't have enough time to get it on the slate for this town meeting. So we're essentially going to be going into this summer without having an effective solar siting bylaw. You thank your legislatures for that. A bigger goal that we've been working on for a few years, and we've got some grant money from the Pioneer Valley Planning Commission to start the process this year, is rezoning. We're working with a zoning map that's 50 years old, and you can see the results of it. We've got little bits of development all over the place. We've got a lot of spot zoning. We've got a lot of neighborhoods where houses are being built that really aren't in the properly zoned areas anymore. And we've got to rewrite the map, which is a pretty big project, and it's guaranteed to get a lot of people very upset. So we're getting set for that. Thank you.
You can try.
Well, for resources, we got a little bit of grant money to start this rezoning process. The resources for redoing the solar bylaw is going to just be your planning department and anybody else that thinks they might have some gifted information on how this whole subject should be put together. Thanks.
Okay, I have the microphone now. Is it on? No. Hi, everyone. I'm Molly Robinson. I'm here as part of the Creative Economy Committee with Sarah and a few other people, and the Cultural Council. So from the Cultural Council, this year, I'm looking after our grants program. We've awarded 28 different programs, $17,000 to bring cultural activities to town. So that will continue again this year. And building on last year, a priority is to get 2 more sculptural benches installed at the Lake Wallace area to make it more accessible and beautiful and interesting for people to visit. And we have other members here, so I will say more.
Good evening. My name is Kyle Tolkien. I'm from the Belchertown Cultural Council, here on support to help Melanie and Melanie. So really just, I run Food Truck Fridays. So that's a really huge event that we have on the Common here on June, July, and August, third Friday, June, July, and August. So that's my forte. We get probably 8 to 9 food trucks. We also have live music, live bands. So that's a huge aspect that I like to bring to the Belchertown community. It's just to really bring everybody together. I get my family down there, and we have great events as well too. So I don't want to take much more of your time. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Mel Donovan. I am also on the Belchertown Cultural Council. So not to repeat Molly or Kyle, other than the grants program and Food Truck Friday and Winter Light Night, one of our big goals for 2026 is to create a third flagship event that the members of the Cultural Council would run. It's been suggested that we do something focused on kids, on art, creativity, so we're going to try and develop that this year, hopefully bring it back, and what we really need are volunteers. We need people to come help, especially for things like Winter Light Night, which is a huge volunteer ask. We have so many different stations, so we need a lot of folks willing to commit their time to running a station, whether it's managing the line for the carriage rides or running a craft in one of the churches. And hopefully with this third creative, artistic kid event, we will need more volunteers to help make that happen, and also ideas, planning, logistics. Come join us.
Oh, gotcha.
Hi, Jennifer Whitehead. I work at the Clap Memorial Library, and I'm here representing the Belchertown Family Center Committee. Our goal is to get a space.
Natasha Martin. I'm the chair of the Family Center Committee. I think our goal is to be able to rebuild what we previously had at 51 State Street. So the resource that we're looking for is space.
Hello everyone, Chris Martin. I'm the chair of the communication committee. Right now we're working on a large communication plan for the town, just looking at all the different projects that are going on and where communications can be improved. We're also working to introduce AI into the town in a ethical, smart way. It's kind of evolved and made its way into all the technology around us, so we want to make sure that we're using it the right ways. As far as resources go, it's just our team members just doing what we can. We don't have any funds or anything like that. It's just doing people favors.
We need people.
Yeah, we need people. That's for sure. All right.
Good evening. I'm Bob Lewis. I'm a member of the Belchertown Historical Commission. And the one goal that we have for this year, well, one of the many goals that we have for this year is to have a reading of the Declaration of Independence on the Common sometime in late July, early August on a Friday or Saturday. And, you know, some people will be dressed in traditional garb, and just to, you know, celebrate the 250th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence. And as far as resources, we'll be reaching out to people to give us a hand. And anybody can attend a meeting if they think they might have some ideas or they would like to offer resources. That's it.
Hi, I'm Cindy Harbison. I'm the director of the Clap Memorial Library, and I'm also on the Creative Economy Committee. For the Creative Economy Committee, I'm working with a couple other members on the Viewfinder Nature Photography Program. This is our third year doing that, and we have some great photography workshop leaders who have donated lots of time and expertise to that, and we do a contest and an exhibit. And then for the library, we're looking at trying to transform our Japanese knotweed invasive backyard into a native plant garden. So we're going to be sort of working on that and looking for help with volunteers and getting that going. So those are a couple of goals, but yeah.
I'm Denise Fontaine-Pinsons from Club and Art Association. I'm so excited to see so many people here. We have just under 100 members. We're a 10-year-old organization. We do lots of things for the community. Art meets poetry, art takeaway tree at Winter Lights. We have monthly presenters, monthly exhibits. We have artist members from 16 local towns. We need a space of our own. We rent space from St. Francis Parish Center. We have actively been looking and investigating and researching spaces in town for over 5 years. We really need other organizations to collaborate with to make this happen. Belchertown Community Alliance worked hard on this for over 5 years as well. So many of us have needs related to the arts. And I'm listening to you, Brittany, about wanting to do demonstrations with food, etc. I think a lot of us have similar needs, similar desires. We want to teach, we want to have workshops, we want to have performances, we want to support the creative streak in all of us and our young students in town. with the arts, and we just don't have a facility for that in this town. We're desperate for it. And I know a great facility here, but we need people to come together. It won't work with just one organization. We've tried. We just need more groups to work together to make this happen. So I'm excited to see all of you, and I'm hoping that we're on to something really big here. Thanks so much.
Hi, I'm Jill Weirley. I am co-chair of Creative Economy with Sarah. I'm part of the Belchertown Historical Commission. Goal for this year, I would say, always my goal, is to represent the past in the present. And I need all of you to help me do that. So my resource and I guess a goal is better communication. So part of that is being realized tonight.
Okay, I'm Kat Berry, and I am here on behalf of the McPherson Garden above the pickleball courts. And we're entering our 5th year. It's been all volunteer work up there, and obviously we would like to have more volunteers and a budget. Because we've been lucky enough to have someone donate money for the past few years, and that is not going to happen anymore. So the core group on the committee, we put our own dollars into it. So, volunteers, gardeners, and yeah. Okay, so I'm also on the board of directors of New England Small Farm Institute. We are, I don't know if any of you have gone down past the barn, but we've done some structural repair on the barn with a community preservation committee, and we've raised funds in addition to that, and obviously when they got into it, there was more damage, which happens. So we're continuing our fundraising, and we're keeping the nonprofit going, and our lease has been extended till the end of 2030, and we're hoping that eventually the barn will become a space where the community can hold events.
Where does Nesby at?
Where is the barn? We're down at, the barn's on 275 Jackson Street. Our office is in Jefferson House, 270 Jackson Street. So I volunteer in the office. And I guess that's all I can say.
Hi everyone, I'm Nicole Rosenthal. I'm here representing Belchertown basketball. If you've been to the library or Veterans Affairs and picked up a free mask or a COVID test, that was us. Like many other groups here, we're just funded by the people in the group. So we're always happy to accept donations of masks or of tests. Unfortunately, there was a government program that allowed us to get a huge supply of free COVID tests, and that's since been discontinued. So if you know of or have an organization that has excess tests, please reach out. We would like to redistribute them for free to the community. Same thing as anything. Okay, I also wanted to take a minute. This is not Belchertown based, but there are a lot of Belchertown volunteers for VSAG, which is an immigrant-led organization working to protect immigrant rights locally. There are hubs all around Massachusetts, including our neighbors in Amherst. Right now, they're desperately in need of donations to keep it all going, and volunteers as well. So if you're interested in that, I can help connect you to the right resources.
Good evening. My name's Ed Kamau, and like many of you here, I wear several hats. I'm the vice chair of the communications committee along with Chris. And one of the big initiatives that I'm working on this year is the AI project. We're partnering with UMass Public Interest Technology to come in and help us figure out how we can integrate it into town operations effectively and safely to improve operations through AI. I'm also on the board of the Friends of the Quabbin, and as part of that, we did the inaugural Quabbin Days this past year. For the first time, we'll be doing it again next year. It was a resounding success, brought together the 12 towns in the Quabbin region to hold events during Columbus Day weekend. It was a holiday weekend, prime leaf peeping season. So the idea is to build tourism in the area and start to bring all the organizations together. I wrote a grant and received one from Mass Cultural Council to help put that on this year. I'm also the program chair of the Quabbin Photo Group, and we hold monthly meetings where we do photo education, sharing photographs. We're going to be doing the Viewfinder project this year. 3 of our people are going to be the instructors for that again this year, and that's the big thing that we'll be working on with the library and the town in partnership with that.
Hi, I'm Dave Crutchfield. I'm with Belchertown United Church of Christ, and I'm one of 3. I think there are only 3 of us here tonight from Belchertown UCC. We attempt to provide and help with the religious needs of some of the folks in our community. We're obviously a small church, but we think we're mighty. And part of the mightiness comes from a few things that we do. One of them is the Helping Hands Food Pantry that distributes once a month to 50 or so families in the community or in the surrounding communities. Whoever drives in, there's food available for them. We have one of our members who leads the Relay for Life, and the kickoff is coming up real soon, I think. We hear about it every week in church announcements.
This Sunday.
This Sunday is the kickoff, yeah. And that is in the dining room of the parish house at UCC. We also support the Platinum Memorial Library by providing, we house the grand piano that is owned by the trustees of the Plaid Library, and the library provides 2 or 3 concerts a year, and has for 2 years, I guess, and that was refurbished. So we will continue with that, and I'll pass the mic on to our pastor.
Greetings, I'm Susan Turley, and I am the pastor of Belchertown United Church of Christ. And Dave says we're a small church. We might be small in number, but we're large in physical space. So I'm hearing a little echo in the space here tonight about needing space. So I think that's a good conversation to have with some people. I've only been here since May, and living in Belchertown, so I'm looking forward in 2026 to learning more about the landscape here in terms of what are the needs of the community and how might the resources that we as church have and the convictions that we have fit and support some of those needs.
I'm Sally Shattuck. I'm on the Board of Trustees for the Belchertown Historical Association, and our sole purpose is to maintain the Stonehouse Museum. So we try to hold monthly events to make people aware that we do have this beautiful museum in town. We are always looking for volunteers as well as people to serve on the Board of Trustees. This year we will certainly be focusing on the 250th anniversary of America. So we'll be holding a Living History Day. We haven't sorted out our calendar yet, but that will be forthcoming. We also possess a great archival room where people from all over the United States come to research their families. It's a great resource.
Sir, Chester, Jay Wellahan is retiring. So we're working with the select board, town leadership, Steve Williams, and human resources folks to hire a new assessor. More long-term, we're working on fair and equitable application of the real estate tax laws for all the people in Belchertown, so that there's fair assessment in town. I'm also on the Belchertown Taxation Aid Committee. It's a new committee. And our mandate is to attempt to provide additional support to, we'll say, senior taxpayers in the town, real estate taxpayers in the town of Belchertown, to help them overcome increases in real estate taxes. That's just kicking off, and the source of the revenue for that particular effort is going to be from taxpayers. So that's what we're about, and that's what we're attempting to do, and thank you for having me. Who's next?
Hi everybody, my name is Dawn Cody. I'm our grants coordinator for the town. So I just started in November, just a few months ago, and my main goal is really just to get to know all of you, learn about the projects you're all working on and how I might be able to support from the grants side of things. So lovely to meet you all.
Hello everybody, I'm John Merrill, I'm on the select board. I think we have 68 goals this year. 6 goals. 6 goals, but task. My main goal is to share my love for Belchertown. I grew up here my whole life, so I just love Belchertown and I love what this room is doing. And my other main goal we accomplished is to bring the fireworks back to Belchertown September 24th this year before the fair, so I love the fair.
I did say this. Okay. Hi, I'm Lisa Lassard Pearson. I'm the chair of the Belchertown Select Board. And we have 6 major goals, which for purposes of this evening, I could go into it and bore you all, or I could focus on what the mandate is for tonight. So I'm going to go for the second. And for me, those goals include increasing transparency from the select board to the residents of Belchertown. And the second is to address volunteer retention, volunteer burnout, and to develop creative ways that we can get more people involved, that new faces, new people, and new ideas to help sustain the wonderful efforts that are happening right here in this room. Thanks.
You stole what I was going to say. Hi everyone, I'm Nicole Miner. I'm the clerk of the select board, and I will keep it short and sweet. My immediate goal is to just get through this budget season.
Hi, good evening. My name is Brian Gibbons. As many of you know, I chair the Finance Committee this year, and what Lisa just said is so true. We've been talking quite a bit about her goals for transparency, and I think that's great. It's always been a goal, and we're really making strides. I'm also a member, I guess, of the Friends of the Lake Wallace Sensory Trail, and my family were big supporters at the beginning of it. It's really important to us to keep it sustainable and move forward and retain the natural beauty of that area, as well as allow it to grow as a family recreation area. I think it's going to turn into a real treasure for the town. And the last thing, and I was just thinking of this as I was in here, but my family is very lucky with what our school district has done for our daughter. She's at one of the best conservatories on earth, and she's excelling there. And when this happened, back when she was a freshman and made the National Symphony Orchestra, which is completely unheard of for a freshman to make that, especially from a small community public school, we decided to put a little committee together and to support the programs. And so we started bringing professional musicians into town to meet with the students, let the students meet with them. We've had them put on performances for and with our students, and unfortunately with the change of the program in 2025, it didn't happen, but it looks like it's going to continue in 2026, and we have somebody from the San Francisco area willing to come out here, and I'm working that through right now, and hopefully it'll work out for the kids, but they seem to enjoy it, so we want to keep the program strong. Because if we just let the administrators go at it, they cut it best they could, and we don't want that to happen, so.
I'm Kim Gibbons. I'm here with the Friends of Lake Wallace today. We use the trail a lot, walk our dog there a lot, go walking there a lot. I know one of our big goals is to have more volunteers to help maintain the trail. I'd love to see more benches like someone had said over here along the trail, and I love all the work that's going into it, and I've been watching it grow, and hopefully we can get more done this year.
Hi, Louise Levy, many hats. I am the leader of the Friends of Lake Wallace. Brian and Kim have been real anchors for the volunteers. Also for the Lake Wallace Fall Fest, which we had our inaugural year last year, and hope to get some more volunteers to help us coordinate all of the work that has to be done in order to run the Fall Fest again this year. As the leader of the Friends of Lake Wallace, which is a completely volunteer organization, we are asking for more volunteers, especially to adopt out all of the sections of the trail so that we are supporting the recreation department in the work of maintaining the trail, because the trail is a promise that has been made by the town of Belchertown to folks all around, especially those who have mobility issues and have special needs. The Lake Wallace Sensory Trail is designed to be accessible to them. That right now is a little bit of an aspirational goal, but we hope to move towards full accessibility of the trail. One of the things that we're also, I was thinking about this question, a resource or a tool or support the group could use. I've been looking for a way to connect in with the programs and or social networks of people with disabilities, people who today need a trail like the Lake Wallace Sensory Trail. Who are the people who are surrounding the folks who have the disabilities that make it so that Lake Wallace Sensory Trail becomes a precious and limited resource to them. So I am looking for connections with folks who are in the disabilities community to try to collaborate. Also met with folks at the Energy and Sustainability Committee and Stephanie Sansucci in the Conservation Commission about planning another Earth Day event, potentially on May 2nd, but we're just putting that together. In the absence of a Conservation Commission administrator, Stephanie has graciously offered to step in and help keep an Earth Day event alive, at least for the year, and hopefully going into the future, that the Energy and Sustainability Committee can take that and run with it and expand it, and to have Earth Day be an event just like Wallace Fall Fest would be events that would draw people out and to illustrate to them that there are very good reasons to love Belchertown, as many of the people in this room have expressed, and for everyone who loves living in Belchertown, they also need to hear the message that their community needs them. And so, yes, we're looking for more volunteers to adopt sections of the trail, and to help out with the Fall Fest. And just about anything else that I could come up for anybody new. And the Viewfinder project too.
Hi everyone, I'm Aline Mata. I work for Drug Free Communities for the Belchertown Public School System. I also am the secretary of BOAT, Belchertown Overcoming Adversity Together, and I am the advisor for the student group Helping Hands at the high school. We have 22 members for students, and we would be willing to volunteer in many aspects for what the need is in this room. So we can certainly explore that and talk about it. We also teach youth mental health first aid, so we would like to offer another community class this year. That's definitely one thing we want to offer. And we have substance use rates going down. We'd like to continue that. And we are always looking for ways to get more involved with the community, so.
Hi, everybody. I'm Chris Hogue. I'm the Program Director for Drug-Free Communities and also the co-chair of VOTE. So one of our goals this year, right now, is to get our grant back, a Drug-Free Communities grant. We had for 5 years, and we had to reapply this past year, but it was put on hold. It did just open up again, so it is due February 12th, and we should get it. If you guys, if you want to see what we have accomplished, we are on the CDC website. If you look up drug-free community success stories, and the CDC has us on their website as one of their successes because of all the policy work that we've done in Belchertown over the last 5 years on several different types of policies, tobacco, kratom, banning synthetic cannabinoids, and what have you. Our goal every year is just to keep building in our program, and it does. Every year it gets bigger and bigger. So our signature event is May 16th this year, which is our Umbrella Wellness Fair. So far, we sent out invitations last week. We already have 35 people signed up for it, tabling. So I'm going to send it out to you people in here. The Umbrella Wellness Fair, it's all around substance use prevention, treatment, recovery, harm reduction, and mental health and wellness. Some of your committees in here, if you want a table at the fair, you can get a hold of me. And that way you can get yourself out there into the community too. We had last year about 450 attendees come. We had 58 nonprofit organizations tabling. We had our main stage speaker, lots of kids activities. This year our speaker is Chris Sullivan, who's a Patriots NFL football player. Chris is we're friends with Chris and his wife, and Chris, after he got done in the NFL, he developed a $1,000 a day heroin habit. And he ended up getting help. He's been in recovery, I think, for about 15 years now. So he's going to be speaking at the fair this year. He's going to be willing to take pictures with people, so hopefully we'll get a good crowd. Our other signature event that we do is our International Overdose Vigil. August 31st every year, we plant the flags on the common to represent, each flag represents somebody who's passed away from overdose in the last year. Those numbers have been going down significantly as well. Last year in Belchertown, we had 0 overdose deaths. This year we've had 3. So, I mean, we're doing some good work. We work well with the police department. Every year we try to infiltrate another place. So this past year, we got into the probation office. And I trained all the probation officers at our courthouse under the chief probation officer in youth mental health first aid. And we did it was more for adult mental health first aid so they can understand the signs and symptoms of their clients and how to help them as well. And we've done some other, we do tons of programming, so I could go on and on. So I'm going to stop now and pass it on over to you. Oh, I'm also on the Opioid Settlement Fund Committee. I'm sorry, I do want to say something with that. With the Opioid Settlement Fund Committee, I'm the school representative, and what we're looking at right now is we've been talking to Boston Ballpark and Halo organization out of Boston, and they have a fund for people, like family members that have lost somebody to overdose. A lot of times families don't have the money to pay for funeral expenses. And so Halo organization, we're working with them to set up something with this. You guys will hear about it at some point. But we want to, they had 52 people last year in Boston apply for money, and 48 out of 52 used money for funeral expenses, but there's got to be a seamless way to do it, so we are working on that for our town as well. That's it.
Hi, I'm Cheryl Stetler. I'm a Belchertown resident, and I'm also a tribal council member for the Hassamunisco Nipmuc Band. That's the state-recognized Nipmuc band here in Massachusetts. There are about 1,600 of us that are enrolled. And I'm representing the Belchertown Nipmuc Farm Conservation Alliance, and that is an initiative of Belchertown residents, residents outside of Belchertown, local farmers, ag groups, to repatriate Lamson Brook Farm to the Hassamunisco Nipmuc tribe, so that we can achieve our goals of food sovereignty, bring healing to the land, because the land is our relative, and we'd like to also help local farmers learn that same relationship to the land, how it's our relative, and teach them traditional ecological knowledge that we can share with them, restore some of the native ecosystems in our town. So I think our goal for this year would be outreach and networking, because we did have a lot of success at Lake Wallace event that we were at, and we are now stewarding a part of the Lake Wallace Sensory Trail, which we're really happy to do. That's a good connection for us there. We did some story time, at the library. I think one of our goals would be to bring the face of the Nipmuc community back to Belchertown, because there are a number of us that are living here. You just don't recognize who we are because, we're not running around in a regalia like a lot of people think we should be doing. And so we are here in the community. I substitute in the elementary schools here in town. We're all here among you, and we'd like you to get to know us better. So I think that if your organizations, and by the way, can I say, y'all are just amazing listening. I'm the last one here talking, so I get to hear everybody's stories, and there's a lot of awesomeness in this room right now, Give yourselves a whole lot of credit. If you have something going on in your organization where we're able to table to bring our information, or if there's something where maybe we can bring our culture, a little bit more of our culture and traditions back to Belchertown, maybe in an event there, we could do something like that. We'd be happy to do that. We're hoping also this year, because a lot of people have pointed us to this, that we'll be able to have a part at the farmers market this year. We tried last year, but I guess we weren't in time for that or something. So we're hoping this year we'll be allowed to have a part in that as well. And so, that's our big thing, is just having people learn more about what we would like to do. And this whole thing includes NESB as well, because I know people are like, well, NESB's there right now, but they're part of, we would want them to be part of this with us. Nobody's saying that they would be set aside from this. We want them to join us in this as well. So I think that's it for me. Thank you.
So amazing. Thank you everyone in this room for doing everything that you're doing. You all are doing amazing work. And I do want you guys to say who you are. So I'm going to start with you.
Hi, I'm Esther Glavaki. I'm the general manager of Belchertown Community Television. I'm at the front with the mic and the speaker. We are here to help all the committees with AV needs. We've been jumping in new places. We are the eyes and the ears in most of the meetings where the decisions are happening. We've got a new YouTube channel where you can find stuff, Belchertown TV. But we've been expanding into helping with equipment for live events too, and virtual meetings. So if you are tasked with getting your committee hybrid and you haven't known how to do it, reach out to me. We might be able to help you. And yeah, also equipment for other performing arts and media things.
I said I'd take notes tonight because I didn't want to talk. So, my name's Kate Nato, and I'm the communications manager here in Belchertown. Part-time, very part-time. And one of the goals that I'm looking forward to this year, and working with the communications committee, and Esther and I are both ex officio members of the communications committee, is putting together our community calendar And it's something that within the committee, we've been discussing how to set the policy for what that calendar is going to look like. But in the end, the community calendar ideally would be a tool for everybody in this room to be getting out the word about what they're doing. So stay tuned for more information coming on that. We had an open comment period, and comments are being accepted through January 31st. So if you want more information and you want to like fill out and give us comments during that comment period, just say hi to me before you leave and I'll tell you where you can find that place to send comments in. But we'll be meeting with the select board and setting a policy in place, and hopefully more will be coming out about that. So thank you.
You guys are here tonight as we're considering a pre-summit because the actual summit is taking place on March 14th from 10 to 12. You can still go to the Sugar Fest. It starts at noon. No excuses. I see everyone come. That summit, we're opening up to the public. We want to be able to highlight all the good work that all the committees are doing. We want to highlight everything. Then, as part of it, so what we're going to do is we're going to put together a slide presentation for that meeting, which Sarah's our test slide dummy here. She worked with Kate, and we're going to put this all together. So for the folks who are not representative here tonight, they're going to be getting this and invited to participate also. So don't worry if you don't see a committee that you think should be in this room. We're going to make sure to reach out to them. The second part of the summit is going to be breakout tables. So I know I'm jumping ahead a little bit, but I just want to introduce this idea so you can be thinking about it as you gear the information for your slide. I have heard from so many people over the years, I want to get involved, I want to join this committee, I don't know if I have any time, I don't want to go to the meeting, what's the time commitment, what do I have to do? All of the excuses. They don't hook in, they don't know how to do it. They hear committee and then they're out. So we're going to be a little sneaky. We're going to invite people we're going to pick some projects that you guys are going to say, hey, these are really high priority for Belchertown. We're going to put people into roundtables, whoever shows up, and we're going to get them thinking about these projects. Because once people start thinking about these projects, they're going to want to work on them. Hopefully. That's the idea. So I'm going to turn it over to Sarah to go through a slide.
Pull up the form and then I'll go so that way it doesn't look scary that you have to make a slide. All right, hi again. Jen took my notes, so. First, I want to just take a minute to appreciate and just have you all sink in and appreciate that this is the heartbeat of the town right here. We have some committees and groups not represented. There's a lot more people in this, but I just want that to sink in because that's what hits me when we go around and share like this. We make this town run from volunteer hours put in, whether you're on an official committee or if you're in a group. And that's something that really just empowers me to keep kind of coming to these and setting this up. This is the most volunteers that we've had in the room together other than at town meeting probably, which is really exciting. So as Jen said, we want you to be able to get your word out because you might be thinking, okay, well, I just shared right now and what's next? So great, I told another room of over capacitated volunteers of what I need and they're not gonna be able to do more, so what's next? And it's really, this is kind of the first time that we're doing this summit to bring the community in. And if you're thinking, well, my project isn't creative or I don't fix, I know we're calling it, I'm coming from the Creative Economy Committee and this is the Belchertown Community Summit. So if you're even in the boat of, well, it might not be necessarily an exact project, I still suggest filling out what I'm going to talk about next. Because as if you're on the assessors or if you're in another section of town, it's still important for the community to come in and have that opportunity to have all of us in the room at the same time, because it rarely happens. And we're hoping that this is one of many that we can keep tweaking and continuing to keep the momentum going. So we're not all wearing 10 million hats at the same time, as many people in the room are. So you saw a slide deck really quick and might have thought, oh gosh, I have to put together a slide. Say hi, Kate. So Kate's amazing. But there is an ask. So with the next part of the summit, what will be sent out right now is a very easy to fill out form. If you are on a Belchertown committee, you should have just done this fun little thing called a year-end report. I know we did, and if you haven't yet, you probably should get that in as soon as possible. But what I did to fill out the test form that you'll see is I took our year-end report that we did during our last committee meeting, and I took goals that we had set on that year-end report. I turned those into the projects. I took some other information, how many members, everything. So you have, if you're a Belchertown committee or group, you have that info. If you are a volunteer organization or nonprofit organization or outside the Belchertown committee, I think that you may still do some of this goal workshopping. And if you haven't, this is now your opportunity as a group to do some type of goal setting workshop together and say, what do we need help with? And we want the community to come in. So Kate and we should have said Lisa's not here. Our cultural district manager, unfortunately, who is one of the brain people behind this, was not feeling good, so they weren't able to be here. But Lisa Stahl is amazing and will be at the next one and is a powerhouse when it comes to really promoting different types of creative economy pieces in the town, creative economy aspects, and connecting all the different groups, and then focusing on the cultural district, which is down by the Lake Wallace area and up a little bit. We have a zone. So the first section of this form, if you are unable to access computer, let us know. Please reach out. We can do this in a manual way. We can make this accessible. You're putting in your name, name or committee, your name, who's submitting it, and a meeting schedule. If you don't have a set meeting schedule, it's okay. That's for if you're a town committee, you do have a set meeting schedule. So if you do not have a meeting schedule, you can put NA in that. Where are we? And then we have some of your priority projects. That's where you get to tell us, and what you just shared with everyone here, tell us what's important. Tell us what you need help with. Current needs, it can be volunteers. We heard volunteers and space are really two of the most common needs that we all hear all the time. And again, we get to share with each other during this as well. And then Kate was able to break this down into really great categories for what type of help does your committee need. And that could be committee or group. So if you're not a formal committee, just fill it out as if it's a group. So you're looking at time requirement. And this is about if somebody wants to join your group or committee. So what should they expect? What could they expect from joining that? So is it a large time, medium time, small time? You can go through and pick what is best. And then the best way to share with others what you do is pictures. So people always love seeing visuals. So if you have pictures of events or accomplishments that your committee has done, or something you've been involved with or want to be involved with, you can upload pictures here. And then, of course, email address so you have an extra contact. And if you want to receive a copy, you can. All of this information is going to go to Kate, who is then going to make it beautiful, and we'll reach out if there's any questions. So don't stress about this. This is not a very heavy lift. Yes, Lisa? Oh, yeah.
I have 2 questions on that. I can't read it. It's my class.
Yes.
Right there. But I'm hoping that includes committee benefits. Like, what are the benefits from joining the committee? This is your opportunity to market what you're doing, and show what you'll get from it. The second one is I'd be very interested in understanding what this group thinks would be recognition opportunities. How can we better recognize our volunteers? What kinds of things would be meaningful to each group?
I hope those are great suggestions. I saw Kate wrote them down, and we can put those on the form. Thank you very much. Thank you. And we'll open up right at if there's any other suggestions or anything that we want to pull in, but thank you very much. We can update this form very easily, or I shouldn't say that, but Kate will look at me like, yeah, easily.
No, it really is easy, and I've gotten a couple text messages from people that have my number that are like making suggestions.
It's already, this is
quietly.
Yeah, this
So
is phase 2, so. Yes.
Other suggestions, feel free to speak up.
Yeah, we're happy because this is about supporting you all and supporting the volunteers, supporting the groups that are holding the events. Like, without everybody, we wouldn't have the events we have in town. And it would be boring, quite frankly, and we wouldn't keep moving forward with everything and building and moving forward. So we're here to help you all. All right, do you want to show what you will be turning this into? So we can do a quick, because I want to give time to share and talk, because this, again, it's about you. All right, so this is page 1 of the slide, yes?
Page 1 of 2.
Okay, there it is, yeah. So this is an example of what I filled out for the Creative Economy Committee. We meet on the second Mondays of each month at 5:45. Maybe we should put room, we'll think about if we should put room there, because I know it changes for some committees. Our priority projects right now, this is just a very small sampling. This might change before we actually go to this. We're going to bring this up at our next meeting to see which ones we want to put up. So right now I put up Lake Wallace Fest, our Viewfinder program, Pocket Park activation. There's a project right now working with the Football Association Fan Hub for the World Cup. That's something that's like Lisa's baby, and it's really cool. And cultural district designation, preparation, local designation, items I've mentioned. Those are fun pictures. That was from Radically Rural up in the corner, which is an amazing event that members of Belchertown go to annually. And then we have part of the processing for the mural project that you can still see over at the transfer station, which out of the cultural district, but it was done by Maud when Maud was here as Maud was a consultant doing creative economy with us. Okay.
I'm sorry, it's not an actual show. I apologize, there's my hours. Don't mind me.
It's okay. Again, we're all volunteers in the same room, so.
Perfect.
And then we put some ways of how to become involved. Volunteer during events, help with event program outreach, join the committee. We currently have 1 seat right now. And then the big thing with Creative Economy is we're connecting with a lot of different organizations, because Creative Economy doesn't mean just arts and culture. It has a very large meaning. So that is really one of the ways to be involved with Creative Economy specifically. And then you can see the really fun quilt that was an offshoot from Radically Rural, the traveling quilt, which was a lot of fun. And during the summer, we'll bring them back up. It extended over to the library with some fun little quilting squares, or quilting crochet squares that we did. So that's just an example of, it's a light lift. The bigger piece is attending on the 14th, which we will keep in close communication. There'll be a sign up. We do have a due date. I believe it says we're trying to get this submitted by February 20th, so there's time to prepare. We understand not everyone may be able to make it. We do. We hope that your group, your committee sees this as a value to get face time with the public as a whole, and time, again, to talk to each other again, because how often, again, as volunteers, do we get to be in the same room all together? So those are really 2 of the big pieces for that day. I don't know if you want to add anything else, because I want to give time to kind of give feedback. So another piece of this that we are kind of mulling around with this is wanting to put the ask out to volunteers, to committee members, to our community organizers. If there's any type of educational, in a sense, piece or support piece that you may feel or be thoughtful of that might be helpful for us to search for, that we could provide almost like a learning experience, like a breakout group, but for committee members or for our groups who focus on driving volunteerism, something of teaching everyone, how do you better drive volunteerism in small rural towns? How do you get people out to volunteer? So those are something that we want to ask you to think about, and we can either, if something pops up right away tonight, that would be great to share, and we can write down notes, or if it's something that comes up, you can send it to us, because while we're asking you to come and be part of this and show yours, I also want to see how we could support the volunteers and committee members in the town to help continue to grow your skills and have better outreach and have more people. So I love everyone's faces, but we do see the same faces a lot in this town when we go to different events and volunteer. But that's the end of my part. For right now, we're gonna open it. I'm gonna have force Jen to come back over here. And I wasn't supposed to be up here tonight. This was Lisa. Lisa was this person tonight, so. No, I'll have Jen come back up, and we're gonna open it for questions, because we wanna just give you a time to share and questions about all of this. Thank you.
All right. So does anybody have a project they want to put into a roundtable? I will just ask for volunteers point blank. Yes, Denise.
So I'm going to call it a project. So the Common Art Association had formed a real estate acquisition committee that regularly. Quabbin Art Association had formed a real estate acquisition committee, and we met regularly for 4, almost 5 years. And we dissolved. We decided that the buildings we were looking at, we had some obstacles that the committee voted were just too great, and we stopped meeting. And I haven't let the embers die. We really have to find some real estate that we can share with other arts groups, people who want to use the space for like-minded events. And there is no formal committee right now. I was listening to you with this form, and I'm thinking we can easily fill out a form for Quabbin Art Association, but Quabbin Art Association will need to continue to meet somewhere through time. And so many of you might be sitting here thinking the same thing about events and special things that you have in mind. So, given what I've just said, since there is no actual committee right now, but I'd like to see a committee right now dedicated to that, and having Quabbin Art Association represented on that committee, but not running it or owning it, what do you suggest?
I have an idea, but I'm not going to say it out loud unless
Say it
somebody
out
else.
loud, Jen. Say it out loud. I need you all to know that Jen Turner and I started Quabbin Art Association 10 years ago, and 2 years in, Jen said, but I want to do something bigger. So look where she is today. So
All
that's
right.
why I'm telling her to say it out loud.
Why don't we put as one of the roundtable projects, people who want space,
I like it.
right? And then people can think about that for Belchertown.
Great.
Great. All right. Who has another idea for a roundtable?
Actually, I just want to finish what you were saying. People who want space, and then suggestions on what space we might be looking at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as I mentioned, the Belchertown Cultural Council is looking to add a third, we call them flagship events. They're community events that we run, Food Truck Friday, Winter Light Night. We're looking to develop and add a third. Is that bringing back Art Week? Is that doing another skate park graffiti jam? We would like community input. We would like committed volunteers. So a roundtable for that to discuss, to plan, and to get some solid volunteer action to help us run this new event.
Okay, so like community events, signature community events.
Signature community event.
Okay. Because I feel like we've been developing that and we have a sort of a calendar already. Okay. And I did not forget about volunteers. This is all about volunteers, if that wasn't clear. All right, who else has an idea?
So Jen, I don't know if it helps, but I was like kind of taking tick marks. So as everyone was talking and introducing themselves and saying what their goals were, I was making tick marks about the themes that were coming up, like things that people were repeating that they needed. You know, volunteers was by far number one. And then communications, like increased communications and outreach, as well as space tied for second. And then funding came in as well. So I wonder if other roundtables we might want to look at might be like how to increase the communications or funding or something like that, since we've been able to touch on the space and the entire event's going to surround volunteers.
And I must say, I am highly surprised that not more of you have mentioned money at all. So,
I mean,
because we're not used to having
used
any
to
of
money,
it.
so.
So, I get that. Any other thoughts from the group?
Jen, I have one. How about, we always talk about volunteering. What about condensing committees? So we have so many of our same volunteers on all these committees, like, so we have a lake committee, we have a rec committee, we have so many committees that we could probably condense and we can conserve our volunteers into one big group. So so that might be a good idea, to condense some of these committees, so we can all work together on different projects instead of the same projects. We have some groups building benches and other groups building benches, so how can we get all those projects into one table?
Okay. Great. Anybody else?
That is on our agenda for select board on Monday. I have a proposal.
Cool. Any other ideas? Going once. Going twice.
I'm supposed to be listening to other people, so. I know we have agricultural representation and land use representation. Rec isn't here tonight, but Rec is big on land use representation, so I'm not sure if that might be something that people would, we have a lot of land in Belchertown, and we're only just starting to explore how to utilize that land for events or for meeting spaces for different types of activations. So I would like to throw it out there that that could possibly be something that people could come together on. There's also, with our open space places, there's also access to infrastructure at those locations. And kind of, I know there's a lot of event hosters and there's a lot of pieces with different areas of our sports fields and everything in town. So that's kind of where my brain, even the common itself needs upgrades for infrastructure. So that would be one of my thoughts of if we think that could be another kind of topic that people would be interested in that would touch on multiple committees.
Okay. Yes. Hold on. I don't know if I can get where we go.
So this might already be in the works, but it seems to me that we have the makings of gathering all the information we need to do a sort of volunteer and resources directory to increase the visibility for everyone here. So something to think about if it's not already in the works.
Okay. You're gonna have to come. They have to leave. Sit here.
I'm on the Belchertown Board of Assessors. We need another assessor. Why? Because I'm also a disabled American veteran. And there's only 2 assessors on the Board of Assessors currently, and I can't vote on my exemption for being a disabled American veteran. So we need another person to get on that board so that I can get my exemption as being a disabled American veteran. Now, it's not going to be for very long. The election's going to be in, when? May. And I think May 17th, we're going to hopefully get 3 members on the board. So if anybody's inclined and they would like to be on the Board of Assessors for, what?
3 years.
No, well, it's a 3-year term, but no, it would only be until, well, let me see, what is it? January, well, February, March, April.
Oh.
Okay, 2 months.
2 years.
Well, no. They would only be on the board for,
Until the election.
Till the election.
Until the election.
now, if you would like to run for a position, then you could get your papers and so forth and so on.
Gotcha.
But that's what I'm looking for.
I mean,
Not altruistic.
so how do we get more people in the room, right? You all know a whole bunch of people. Each one of you know a whole bunch of people that I don't know. So what we have to do is cross-promote all of this work and get people to show up in March at least, or if you heard something and you know of somebody, like make sure that you talk to that person and tell them how much you enjoy and how much you love volunteering and how beneficial it is to you. You are your best marketer, right? Like I have found, I am a transplant to this town. I've lived here 20-something years now. It's crazy to me. Every single person that is my closest friend I met because I worked and I volunteered. Every single person. And I'm gonna cry, but I'm not going to. But it's true, like it really is true. So, really it's very rewarding and the benefits are just amazing and the trickle down and the work that you do in the community as a group, it feeds everybody. So, on that note, I'm gonna shut up. Does anybody have questions? Was anything not clear? Ed is raising his hand. Okay.
Thank you. I'm just not really clear what happens on the 14th. Is that kind of like a job fair where we're trying to get community people to volunteer for us? Or I'm not clear what's happening that day.
Yes, and. Yes, and.
Yes, and, yes. It's not clear to us. I'm going to be real honest with you. So, as we mentioned, and what was the picture on the slide, right? Like a bunch of us have gone to Radically Rural. What is Radically Rural? It's a summit of sorts. It's like 3 days. Happens in Keene, New Hampshire, literally in our backyard. We went. There was opportunity for all sorts of great networking and learning and, you know, really collaborating. I've gone, Sarah's gone, Lisa Lassard has gone, Mel's gone. Jill has not gone, but Jill wrote an eloquent piece about the magic of being radically rural, and we're gonna hand that out in March. So we were talking about, it's expensive, and I'm like, oh, if we have to go, you have to sleep over there. Why don't we just do it here with all of our volunteers? So that's what this is. It's still like a nebulous shape. We're gonna tweak as we go. But the first piece of it was getting all of the information from you guys and getting everyone in the room together. So for us, success has already happened because you're all here and you've all said out loud what you're doing. And that to me is a win, and the people who have put this together with us, right? So the 14th, when we open it up to people, right? To the public, to everyone, invite everyone you know. They can still go to Shattuck Sugar House. I promise. We're not gonna be, it's 7:18, and we're gonna be out of here by 7:30. We want people to come and hear, and then think, and then engage. Because I can guarantee you that once you get somebody working on the problem, they will join your group. When I talk to, it's a great idea. Because it's not their idea, it's your idea. So you gotta make it their idea. They have to join you. So you have to like put some brain power into it, and then it becomes their idea. And Lou is filming this all, so now my secret's out. So all I'm doing is trying to take the things that I've learned, bring it here to this community, tell me better.
So here's my question. This will be open to the public. We've just threw out a few ideas for roundtable discussion. So I'm going to use the example of the roundtable discussion about space. So how will you be educating the public and inviting them to attend this summit? Will you be introducing the idea of the roundtable discussion and letting the public know that they will be invited to come if they're interested in those topics to discuss them?
Yep.
So sort of entice people with the same interests?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Are you coming to the microphone?
I am.
All right, so now we gotta climb. I'm just gonna stand here and everyone else.
Okay, Jen just brought up a very good point, and I just want to add to that. 14 years ago, well, over 14 years ago now, when I moved to town, I ran into one of my customers going into Stop and Shop, and he came right up to me and he's like, oh, you live in town now, and he invited me to join a committee, and that's why I did. This just happens to be the same guy that's no longer on the assessors. So, he was very active in town for a long time. But with that said, I think we all know, and this is something that I think everybody on every committee and at every level of town government has to really keep in the back of their mind, that volunteering, a lot of people have been turned away from volunteering on committees in this town. And we need to be cognizant of that. And I mean, I shouldn't say I've never seen it on a committee that I've been on, but we've all seen it. And if somebody comes in with new ideas and they're pushed away, they feel slighted, they leave, they never come back. It just cannot be tolerated at any level. And I think everybody needs to go in, acknowledge it, and say that, you know, things are changing. And that's There's a lot of people in town who really want to be involved, and they just feel that their involvement is not appreciated.
Yeah.
And we just, if we don't acknowledge that, it's not gonna change. So that's all I have to say.
And I think that's a major impediment, to be honest with you. Because my wife and I have encountered that numerous times. I'll just use my outdoor voice. My wife and I have encountered that numerous times where you go in, oh, we need you, we love you, we want you. Now shut up and sit in the corner and do what we tell you. That has to stop. Because that kills volunteering more than anything else in my mind, is that kind of attitude. And hopefully it's changing, but it's too prevalent. And it's happening across the board. I can't point to just one committee and say it's just that. We see it numerous times and we hear about it numerous times. That attitude really, please, has to change. It really does. And I think that's probably the number one thing that kills volunteerism in this town.
I just would like to add that we need younger volunteers. And we, let's say everybody on the McPherson Garden Committee is over 75, except for one member. And most of the volunteers are close to that age. So, and I know it's hard because there's parents, everybody's working, but how do we find the 30, 40-year-olds that could come in and help? How do you entice that? So that, I don't know if you can add that to the questionnaire or it's a meeting. I'll figure it out.
As a member of the United Church of Christ and as a trustee of the Belchertown Historical Association, if we go online and fill out that form you had up there, how is that going to be presented at that summit?
Oh, the slide. Do you want to put the slide?
You're going to make a slide up?
Yeah.
And you'll be showing those slides?
Yes.
So we don't need to, do we come to the summit and set up a table for us? I mean...
No.
We're kind of working out like all the details, so when you submit the information for your slide, I'm gonna go ahead and send you back the proof, be like, did I get it right? And you're gonna tell me if I got it right or wrong. And obviously I'm gonna keep fixing it until it's right. And we, like when I say we, like we've been having like rough meetings, like Lisa and Jen and Sarah and I, we've been like having some rough meetings, kind of like laying the groundwork out for what this summit's gonna look like. And I don't know, like, are we looking for like other people to like help us define what this is gonna look like? Do you want more people in the room? Do you want them to tell us now what they envision?
I don't know, this doesn't look anything like what I thought it was gonna look like, so, and that's because of what happened, right? Yeah.
I think part of it that will kind of end up shaping this a little bit is how many people decide to join in on the 14th from committees, groups, or just participate to have your project heard. If we get 25 to 30 different groups participating, we can't fit like big tables or informational sessions for everybody. But there's other ways that we can make sure you get that time so people know. So that's what, I don't want you to think we have nothing prepared. I just want to this is the first time rolling this out. So part of it's going to depend on how many groups, how many committees want to come. And it will be essentially, that's why I say job fair and. Because the way Radically Rural was doing it in some of their groups is you hear the person, you hear what it's about, everybody can hear that and share it, and then you go work on it. And then you get to have that, okay, if you are interested in this open space, or if you're interested in this finding a community space together, then it's like, okay, now you get that one-on-one time, and that's more the interviewing in a sense. If you have a structural brain, that's kind of your job fair style. So that's my best answer for if. It really will depend on how many groups and committees just end up participating. It might just shift the implementation on the day of a little bit. But I don't want to make it too nebulous that you're like, ooh, they don't have anything prepared, because that's not. Between us, I get very, we balance each other. I do planning as my day job, so we balance each other, yeah. So, but yes. Hopefully that answered something.
So further down that train of thought, I'm wondering if you'll provide us with some sort of media kit, some language that I know we're all overloaded with our own things, and if we have to pitch it to our networks, it'll just maybe not happen.
And that's Lisa, who's not here. Lisa and Kate are amazing at that.
Yeah, part of the
we don't.
part of the point of tonight was to synthesize the information you gave us to regurgitate it on the 14th, if that makes sense.
So one of the things I think about a lot is outreach. Can we have a round table? Because Lisa has been doing really wonderful things with the Creative Economy Committee on social media. I need her to do that for me. Like, I bet all of you could use better social media pages. Like, if we want to hook the younger generations in, they're not reading the Sentinel. They're not reading the town newsletter. I like the town newsletter. They're not reading it. So how do we reach those people? It's the social media platforms, and we need education and we need help on how to create really beautiful, concise, accessible social media outreach. Or at least I need help with that. So I don't know if there's a round table there.
There could be.
Behind you.
This could be 2 parts. This could be 3 days. I don't know.
Will there be follow-up minutes to tonight's meeting? I'm asking really very specifically. I mean, I just heard from so many great people, and I heard this little oral report summary from each of you, and I'd love to see a follow-up of minutes with your names and the organization that you're from, so that if I wanted to contact you, then I could. Is that a possibility?
So this was posted for any committee who might have had quorum. We did post these as official. This is an official town meeting right now, so we will be doing minutes and posting them, and they can get shared around.
I also want to add, Lou is with BCTV, so this will be up in the next week on our channel. If your attention is fading, you can go back. It's youtube.com/Belchertown TV.
Will Charlotte chapter it?
Yes, it'll be chaptered probably, so you can click right to it, what you missed.
Okay, it's 7:30 on the dot. Feel free to talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah.
You know, if you heard something that piqued your interest, you want to learn more about it, please go find that person, go talk to them. We will wait till everyone is gone, and then we will lock up the building.
We will send you how to access that form. We have emails, we have the original emails, so there will be follow-up with that form.